Yeah, what up, guys?
Glad
It's
you
good to
could
see you,
join us.
bro.
I don't know what time of the day it is,
It's
but
good
I'm
to
glad
see
you clicked
ya.
on this.
I knew
clicked
you'd
on
be
this
here.
video.
I knew you'd come. I knew you'd come. It's nice to see you guys, bro.
Check us out,
subscribe,
likes,
share, comment below.
all that good
I appreciate
stuff.
everything you guys been doing
Everything
and
great.
commenting,
Views.
liking, sharing.
We need to get the views up. We
Yeah.
like the likes. We
I
love
appreciate
everything,
it.
though. We appreciate everything that it is. www.cblifestyleapparel.com. Check us out. Real Talk with Mo. Check us out. All
Bro,
the links down
Facebook,
below.
Instagram,
Instagram,
all
Facebook.
that.
Check us out.
Boom, check
we
out
love
all
everything.
that stuff, dude.
We're gonna get into something that we've been talking about doing, which is
Top fives.
top fives.
So we're gonna do top 5 rap, but
Well, top 10, I thought.
yeah, we'll do top
Hold
10.
on, sorry,
We'll do top 10. Top 10 list. So a little while back, there was a top 10 list going around and stuff like that, and everybody's doing their top 10. So
Everybody has a different one, but we're gonna let's clarify what it is that
so
we're
how
talking
I
about.
think is if we just do like best lyricist or numbers sales or like if we just do a little bit of all of it, like just the amount of work that they all put out, right?
Mhm.
Like everything. It's not just the best lyricist. It's not just the best one thing. It's all of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I talk about my top 5 rap, it has to be because really there's probably some guy at home that can probably rap better than anybody that you ever saw.
Yeah. He's
Right.
just too pieces.
Or he can put together lyrics, or he can do whatever. He can do better things, make a better song than anybody. I'm talking about, but we only get to see the people that are out. We only get to see the people who actually make music,
make
right?
music,
and then get it
mainstream,
produced to make
YouTube.
it mainstream.
Right.
So we got to go off of that.
Yeah.
And then lyric wise, there's some people that can. Cannabis could spit and RZA could fire, right? He could go that, but like at the end of the day, there's nothing you can't drive in your car and be like, Zaya fire, blah, you know what I mean? So you couldn't really vibe with him, so he wasn't popular.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not going off a straight like could
All
rap the best
lyricists.
out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
Could spit a freestyle off top of his head.
No.
So we gotta go off of that too.
Yeah.
Then making music that people like, we gotta go off of that.
We're going off of impact.
I'm going off of record sales a little bit too because obviously you're popular and people like you, right? You make good music,
Right.
and that's part of being a rapper, I think, right? Not just a lyricist.
Yeah.
So, and then impact wise, and then other people put you up there too. Your peers do,
Yeah.
right? Because if we're gonna say somebody's the best
He's got to be respected by
his
the best.
peers, if they're not respected by their peers, that means you just made this guy up. He's just some random guy named Joe
I
Schmo
think this guy is
who
the
lives
great-
in Southern California. He's like, he's the best. I can say anybody. I can say this guy right here across the street is the best rapper,
probably the best rapper
ever.
of all time. We don't know him.
Right, but you don't know him. You never heard of him.
So we're just going off.
That's
of
what we're
the
gonna go
top
off of. And there's no, and I'm trying not to get biased because I try to just go off of the whole impact. So this is probably gonna be the best top 10 that you ever heard.
Ever heard in your life?
And it's gonna be the best explained.
And if you have like a different idea, or if you wanted to
Put your
swap
comments
some
down
of them
below.
out,
Tell me
comment
what your
below.
top 10
Yeah,
is.
comment below.
And tell me
have
why.
the community share.
Tell me
and then
why. At least the top
short
5.
explanation on why you think so.
At least the top 5 you gotta tell me why.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if it's somebody that's way off from us.
Yeah, because some people are
Yeah,
completely
some
off.
people
They're on a
way off.
whole.
We were looking
nother-
at some top 10 lists, top 25 lists. I'm like,
What?
what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You gotta explain that more. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So, we're gonna go to the top 10, or we're just gonna go to?
We'll do top. We'll do top 5, and then I'll just start dropping the other ones that I think about from
The
there.
top 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so really we're gonna do a serious top 5.
Serious top 5, and then the rest can be maneuvered.
All right.
So
go.
my top 5 would be Jeezy, Pac, Wayne, and 50. Now, the reason why I have them in that order, and I think Wayne was more impactful. First off, Jay changed my life at one point in time. Not just because he was a famous guy. Like if you listen to his lyrics and what he's talking about, he's giving you knowledge that you would never normally have, right? He's a billionaire, I'm not, or a millionaire, right? I'm not. He knows about certain things I don't know about. He's learned a lot of life lessons, so he implements that into his music, and you listen, and if you're really paying attention to what he's talking about, and he doesn't rap too fast or too slow. He raps just good enough so I can understand it, and even some things I completely go over my head. I have to go back because a lot of it's replayability. I can replay his shit, re-listen to it, and catch something else that he said. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even hear that part. That's one. When it comes to Pac changed my life too. Maybe some for the good, but also some for the worst. Because even with Pac and Machiavelli and all the shit he did, I was like, bro, I'm gonna die early for one. I thought when I was a kid. When I heard Pac right away, I was like, who is this dude? Like he just knew how to put it together. It wasn't just lyrics. It was flow. It wasn't just making sense. It was the way he thought, not just as when he wanted to put his thug shit out, he put his thug shit out. When he wanted to put Dear Mama out, he put Dear Mama out. Like he was an artist, I feel, in all sense. M, because not only just longevity, just like J, but also he just continually evolves. He did great before. He was amazing before. He caught everybody by surprise, and then he switched it up to try to be more generic, and then he switched it back up. And even now he's like really good and just as popular. He just knows how to stay relevant, and his lyrics he's one of the best lyricists of all time, in my opinion. 50. Oh no, Wayne was 4. Wayne, because again, another guy who changed my life, and that's another longevity. He's been doing this since he was a kid, and listening to his growth and growth you can hear the growth of him as a human in his music from age to age, right? Throughout the 2 decades he's been doing it, maybe more.
Very much 2 decades.
It's crazy. And then not just his music that has come out that has been popular, but some of the more underground mixtapes. Some of the mixtapes that he made it was incredible. The way he's able to understand. He's a true artist, true musician, and I don't know why he's not on people's top 10 list. And then also 50. When 50 dropped and came out after M discovered him, and I think he was on he might have been on 8 Mile. It was the first time I heard him when it came. Like I already knew about him from the streets and heard a mixtape of him. I forgot what songs they were, but I heard a mixtape from him, and then I was like, I didn't know who he was, and then I heard him on M's 8 Mile, and I'm like, oh, they got this guy, dude. This guy is sick. But I didn't know how good he was until he really started popping into his next album, and then just. Maybe it's a little bit oversaturation, but I enjoyed the oversaturation because it was drop after drop. Then he brought G-Unit. Then he brought like the amount of things that he brought into the game that he changed everything. He changed everything. So impact-wise, 50 it still is one of the top for sure. What about you?
No.
What about you? Where's your list, bro?
My list is pretty much similar. Is J. I was gonna put Pac, yeah, like you said, Pac, M, Wayne for me too. Also being from like the South,
it's
like he just had an impact. And then I had Jeezy at 5, but then I was like 50 also had like that mix too.
Yeah.
So I'll put them at maybe a tie for 5, 6, right? 5, I would say. But the same reasons, Jay, longevity-wise, is like 30 years. It's like 96, before 96 actually, but 96 to now, and he's still impactful. He can still write a rhyme that somebody will put on a mixtape because it's like it makes one of the songs better than it was before type of thing, like when he was on Drake, Pound Cake, and all this, or made his own little one. And he's changing up his vibe as far as his rap. It's not the same, but he's making more, and it's still relevant. But he's not regurgitating a lot of shit either.
True.
Which a lot of people start to regurgitate their rhymes, and it sounds the same. It's all new shit, and he's rhyming a different way, which too is cool with me that he can evolve. Yeah. So Jay for sure. Pac is just Pac. Like, as far as like I said, impactful. Like he was all over the place. He was in movies.
Yeah.
He was rapping. He was Black Panther one day. One day he was Pick Up Your Sister. The next day he was,
spitting at a camera,
spitting and having How Do You Want It and having sex with porn stars or whatever. So he was all over the place, and usually I give a point off for like being consistent and being like, but he was a musician, he was an artist, so it was different. So Pac for sure. I still right now ride to like shed so many tears, and I be running, I be listening to it, so it's like stuff like that. So Pac definitely.
He was very layered. Like there was no.
He was
layers of him.
But that's one of the reasons why I keep Nas off my list.
Yeah. Not saying he's not great.
Not that Nas is not a great rapper, but he wasn't consistent as far as what he was talking about. Most time he went off base and then he came back. It was all over the place. Anyway, but I have Pac. Then M, you just can't, like when I'm the Slim Shady came out, I don't care. Like it wasn't even like a black white thing. It wasn't a thing. It was everywhere.
It was like
I remember in the Don'ts we were riding there listening to from the second album, Marshall Mathers. Just a little baby boy.
Crazy.
That thing was thumping. Like, and it was like something that people listened to. So he was crossing over to where everybody was vibing them, and he just kept making music, and it was good. And he was a rhyme, and he could rhyme. Like rapping wise, he was, like you say, one of the top.
Like when I first,
and even his peers,
will
tell you that his peers that you don't even think about. Like Game will tell you like don't mess with the white boy. Yeah, so like
Wayne will tell you.
Wayne was surprised that he wasn't on the top 5. I remember they showed a video on YouTube.
He's like, what?
Because they had Gucci instead of him. So, that's Eminem's got to be there. Wayne, like I said, during my time, like in the 2000s, especially Hot Boy era, like 96, like you can see how Wayne developed his rapping. I don't know how he changed it so much, but he changed a lot from just rapping, and then he started to like freestyle. And then his mixtape era was like one of the biggest ones. But I would say it was probably him. Jeezy, and 50. They had like that mixtape vibe that was like their albums were like albums. Like they could have put them albums as an album and sold it, right? And they're the ones that helped like Nipsey and all these other people see like the impact of album mixtapes. And then like I said, that would be before Wayne for sure. Like my era, I remember listening to them every day. So Jeezy, and like I said, Jeezy is impactful. I was talking to somebody the other day about Jeezy, and I'm like, bro, his mixtapes, Trap or Die, these were albums, but like they were like so impactful at that time. And then he had people around him that was giving him props, and then he had like everybody. He was involved with everybody. He had Jay on the song, he had Styles P on the song. Yeah, man. He was at that time he was bumping. Then every album had hits. Yeah. Every album that he put out after that, even the albums that I didn't really listen to. But it had hits on it, so it was like, man, he kept putting them out. And then his first album, like I said, there's not too many albums I could listen to the whole album. And only Thug Motivation, I could listen to every song.
That's another thing too. Whole album.
So like,
that's drop it in. And you don't
that's
what
I was saying about being successful and stuff. You gotta have good music too. Like you could be like, right? But if like your songs can't be like jammed to it, it's kind of like who's listening to you. Like I have to be sitting. Yeah. So I have to be sitting by myself smoking weed to be able to. And
there's nothing wrong with that type of music. Like it's okay to listen to like.
It's not gonna sell.
No. But I'll listen to like a NF, even with J. Cole. Like all of these guys, I'll listen to by myself. I listen to alone, by myself, smoking or chilling, whatever, drinking, and I was just chilling and listening to their music, just to vibe out. So there's nothing wrong with it, but when it comes to putting on a list,
I'm not saying nothing wrong with sitting. I'm not saying nothing wrong with sitting by yourself listening to music. I'm saying those people you can't sit and listen to their music. No. That's my point. My point is not like I ride and I run by myself. I ride by myself. I listen to everybody by myself. It's not like I got a group of people with me. I got to listen to the song. I'm saying I can't be riding and have you say photosynthesis, photosynthesis, right? Like I'm gonna be riding like I got the shakes. Like I can't, you know what I mean? I can't jam you. I can't be like, oh, that I gotta do that.
And you might just like pass a light and you're like, I gotta go.
Like, so that's what I mean when I say that you can't ride and jam to them. Like,
you're just chilling.
You know what I mean? Even if they got a good beat, it'll still be. So, anyways.
And they also generate like that's why I love music so much. Like it generates different vibes. I can drop in certain albums from different artists and
it's just matters how I'm feeling at the time. So, like I said, Fifth would be tied with Jeezy and 50 because Fifth, like I said, 50 mixtapes and his impact when he came into the game.
Murdered it.
Even Jay had told his people at one time, they always show this video where Jay was like, I knew it. I was telling my guys, man, y'all better stop dropping tapes because this kid 50's coming.
Bro, 50
right?
Was
and
huge.
His impact was like that, man. Yeah. He was on Summer Jam, he was doing this, he was just like.
And he was dissing the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, and he was coming in
and
rough.
He even called out Jay.
And he, like I said.
But respectfully.
For most of these people that I'm naming too, they really is respected outside of rap too. Like they're respected guys. Like they're just good guys.
Yeah. Like so he's just
like I said, so like those two are my top.
Well, if I go for the rest of mine, I can throw in.
That's gonna be mixed up.
I can throw in T.I.
T.I.'s gotta be up there.
I can throw in Fabulous.
But T.I., I was talking to somebody yesterday. T.I.'s first probably 2 albums were like legit like I'm Serious was alright.
Terror.
The second one, Urban Legend, was like listening to the whole album.
Whole album.
But then after that, it started to get real.
There was like little moments here.
There was like one song here, another song here that was really good.
But
like,
still, you just the.
But T.I. could rap though, because T.I. could be on somebody else's album
and kill it
and make the song good. So T.I. for sure.
There was a lot of
another guy that I gotta put. I would even probably, I hate missing him out of top 5. Is like Fab, but Fab again, the music wise.
Yeah. Well, same thing with Jadakiss.
Jada, I think Fab's mixtapes were
you
like.
Look at D-Block, you took Jada and Styles P. Like, they were great.
See, again, Styles P is a great rapper, but he doesn't make good songs.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't make good songs. There's not good songs that you can name. No. You can't, right now, put it on the list, Styles P's top 10 songs. You can't even name 10 songs.
But you would have to put D-Block in there. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Chic Luch, you can't put 10 songs. Name me 10 songs these songs. That you just, nobody knows.
Somebody.
So, like, that's why I said, like, Fab, I could tell you, like, Fab mixtapes, like, soul tapes, they're like legit. The whole tape. Yeah. Right?
The
whole thing is like.
I'll tell you somebody else who's.
So Fab.
Method Man.
Method Man's another one.
I thought he was just.
See, you know what's crazy?
He was the best out of the whole group.
We didn't even talk about Big, right?
Oh, yeah, Big, by the way.
Or Big Pun.
Yeah.
Right?
Big Pun was one of the greatest rappers alive. For sure. He deserves to be somewhere. So he can be swapped out.
See, but my thing is with any of these guys that passed so early, like Big L.
Pun was amazing. Big L was
there's no type of like impact they had yet. Like they weren't able to make the impact. They died so quickly.
Yeah, it sucks.
That it's like Big had one album.
But think about
you put Big as the greatest rapper alive. He had one album.
Yeah, but I think about like
that's crazy.
I think about how great Pun was. Like it was so hard to follow.
Big Pun had one album.
It was so hard to follow.
I think he had one or two.
The way he put shit together, the way he was able to. How I always talked about him was he. Like when you really listen to him, and I was a little high when I did listen to him.
Of course, I was too.
But I was listening to him. It's like he knew how to ride a beat. It doesn't matter what the fucking beat was. He just knew how to ride it so well, like a fucking wave. And it wasn't just the way he was spitting. It wasn't just the lyrics that he put together, because that's already complicated with how he does it, because it's very hard to mimic. You can ask fucking Fat Joe. It's very hard to mimic how he did it. But what Fat Joe doesn't understand is his volume. He's changing his volume control while he's doing it, which would create the melody of he's part of the harmony of this whole song. The beat's not doing the work. He's doing the work. And a lot of the rappers that on this list, that's one of the things. They're in harmony with their beat. They're making the beat sound better. Some rappers, the beat makes the rapper sound better. These rappers make the beat sound better.
I don't know what makes a good rapper, but I can tell. Like for me personally, but the other thing I'm gonna say is, like I said, it comes down to longevity too, because like I said, Big had one album. The second album wasn't even a full album that he created, right? So it's kind of like after that, it's like I can't put you in the top. It's like having an MMA fighter, which we're gonna do the top 5
we're doing
next
that,
time.
for sure.
But like an MMA fighter, and he fought 5 fights. And you're like, he's the best ever to do it. It's hard for me to do that.
If you
That's top 10.
Or if you got a guy who got the championship belt, right? Let's say he fought the best in the world right now, which would be Usman. He beats Usman, then dies.
And he's the top 5.
And he only fought 5.
Top 5 ever.
He only fought like 10 people.
But he's the top 5 ever.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I can't.
It's hard to do that, man. You got to be able to put in the work. And I think that, I love
really
Big's
good?
albums.
There's 2 albums with DMX. DMX had the first 2 albums that were.
But DMX put out.
I can listen to the whole album.
DMX put out hits, but again, DMX
Rough
would probably
Riders.
be top 10 too.
Another one that changed like a lot of the game.
But he's not really he didn't feel lyrical to me.
No, he was more emotional.
But he was more like
emotional. He pulled emotion out of you.
That's why he could do. That's why he could do like Lollapalooza and shit.
So good.
That's why he could do Lollapalooza and shit, because white people would be like. Doing what you call it,
he's emotional rapper.
The mosh pits to his music, because it was kind of like stop, drop, shut him down, and that's what they.
That wasn't Lollapalooza. That was
or whatever his shit.
What the heck was that? I forget what it was.
Woodstock. He probably did Woodstock.
That was what it was. It was Woodstock. So when you see DMX and they have a meme out where it's like DMX's concerts were lit. That was actually Woodstock. That footage where you see all those sea of people. Yeah. But because his music was that hard. Yeah. And the way he was rapping was very like guttural and very like emotional. Yeah. He fit right in. And he was like one of maybe 5 rappers that went on for a Woodstock concert with Metallica on the same line. So I think it came out the Metallica night actually, which was amazing.
Like when I'm talking about it, like, and then I know a lot of people, if you ask older people or rappers themselves, like they'll put Kumo D, Big Daddy Kane. That's not my era. I never really listened to him, and the music then was a little different for me. Like I grew up probably like in the 90s, which was like gangster rap. That's like when Dr. Dre came out, Eazy-E. right? All these different people, and you know what I mean. That's when they.
I also wouldn't
So
say
era wise is gonna make it.
I wouldn't say Saint Lunatics were terrible, or I wouldn't say
they're not like.
Yeah, but they're not. I can't put them on a list. I'm not saying that I didn't bang to their music. I can't say that I didn't bang the Juvenile. Juvenile was freaking great. I can't say that
Juvenile was probably if you go if we do region if we do region wise, you know, then he'll probably be one of the top in the South.
Yeah. Him and Mystical, and he said, "I'm gonna put fire on fire," and you're like, "What?"
Mystical too. Mystical was like a DMX. Mystical was like DMX before DMX.
DMX Busta Rhymes kind of act going on there.
He was like then.
Busta Rhymes, by the way.
Busta Rhymes is another one.
One of the greatest.
But like I said, when you put these people in, for me, it's like when you do the top 10, it's hard. Just like I see people, a lot of ones with Ghostface Killer, and I like Ghostface Killer.
Me too.
But I just don't see that as I don't see where's his work at? Where the work did he put in? I don't even see it. And he did a lot of Wu-Tang. I think he had a couple of albums.
And if you can't, don't forget about Gangstar.
Gangstar again is really New York.
Yeah, very New York.
There's somewhere you're gonna go way too New York. That's gonna be kind of hard. It's gonna be hard for me.
Hearing the way he breaks shit down, and the way he raps, and the way what he's do, it was really bad. Again, work wise, like what's his hits?
Yeah.
How many? But he was great to me. Like I can listen to him by myself and just jam out because I know most of the music.
Yeah, there's some songs I could jam to. It's just like
you can't leave. You know, there's certain guys that
just like on the West Coast. I don't even think I have a West Coast guy, but I would say like even like I would put Game, Snoop.
Game for sure, Snoop for sure.
Snoop, even though Snoop is not no lyrical, but Snoop can rap.
Still, he can rap.
Yeah, Snoop can rap.
He's impactful.
Then you got like
Ice
Kendrick Lamar. But see, these are I'm not really a jam. Ice Cube at this time.
LL Cool J. LL Cool J.
LL Cool J.
A lot of rappers would make sure they pay homage to LL Cool J.
Yeah, I think sometimes when people do that, they just don't want to say like they forgot.
You know, what about bro? You're forgetting more white people. What about Vanilla Ice?
Bubba Sparks. Oh,
Bubba Sparks was the shit, dude.
He was alright.
Up in here. He was alright.
I'm
getting ugly.
Eminem was the only like white guy that's like.
Yeah. He was the only
man. Like he was a man. People respect him.
Because it's hard to like go in that lane. It's hard to mess with it.
Right now.
Yeah, for right now. Yeah. That would be another.
Group wise, we could do a top 5 groups. I have to look into that more.
We can't forget about Lauryn Hill, by the way.
Lauryn Hill is a different.
On a lot of shit
I would say, like I said, say probably artist, musician. I would say Lauryn Hill is probably the top.
And what she was talking about too. She wasn't
rap singer that was ever like that.
Yeah, her lyrics and what she's talking about.
She could actually spit. And then she could sing. Yeah. So she could actually really rap.
To the point where other
not like
rappers,
just saying words.
Other female rappers that were really high at that time did not want any part of it.
Yeah, and then she could really sing, which was crazy. Like she
Andre
really
3000, we forget about.
See, 100,000, another one. This is a tricky one because I get the lyrical.
Definitely not on the top 5.
I get he can spit lyrics.
He's good.
I get it, and he can make music, and he can.
He's very creative.
He's like he just said about the tuning and this. He could do all that. Like he could. He could start talking like, I went to it, and he talk, and then he'll start rapping. So I get all that. I get all that. But like as far as like being a rapper by himself, like I said, the criteria earlier was you gotta you gotta have music out. You gotta have like shit out. This is solo people too, so you can't just say Outkast because Outkast was him and big
groups.
If he was by himself, I don't know if his songs would have sold.
Groups, like Wu-Tang, like I didn't really listen to.
But we'll do groups on another one. Yeah. But this is just solo. I would just say more solo or a single person. Boom. Top 5. If you don't like it, I don't care. Put your list down there. Give me some explanation.
Tell me why.
Don't put some random people. Why? And if you got a problem with me not putting big or me not putting pun or whatever,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't really care. But just tell me why.
Yeah, we gotta know why.
Comment down below, alright?
Alright, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.